Aficionados.
Yeah, and Johnny Manson has done just a great job at pulling this together. We just heard Dr. Jeff Meldrum speak. Tom Powell was there. Bob Gimlin is in attendance. We've been hanging out with him. So a lot of other really interesting speakers. Rick Riolo from the YouTube series is here, and everything running the gamut of all possible Sasquatch topics, from the science to the woo. It's great.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, okay, so tell us about the personalities of some of these folks. I know some of them myself. I've been to the conferences and watching them, but I think it would be very interesting for you to relay what these people are actually like when you get to meet them.
Oh, well, I mean, first and foremost, Tom Powell is one of the most engaging, entertaining speakers and people I've ever known. Like, I could seriously listen to that guy, read a Thai takeout menu to me, and it would work.
He is very funny. He has a great sense of humor, but he gets across the facts, and I think people remember it better because of his humor.
Yeah, and he's exceptionally good at dad jokes, too, which I just love.
Yeah. That'll get your attention, that's for sure. Okay, who else?
Jeff Meldrum, of course, really lays out some just irrefutable evidence that the idea of Bigfoot is entirely plausible to exist within the Pacific Northwest. Listening to a Meldrum lecture is like taking a really hyper-condensed college course.
Oh, well, and you're right. He is a college professor himself. He is, what university is he hooked up with, or at least had been in the past?
University of Idaho, I believe.
That's right, U of I. That's fascinating, because interesting that he's from University of Idaho, and Grover Krantz, who was one of the pioneers in the Bigfoot field, was from WSU, right, about 8 miles across the border there. So it's, of course, the Walla Walla Blues, the Blue Mountains and stuff, are quite famous for their Bigfoot sightings as well. But Vince, tell us, what did you learn that was maybe new or earth-shattering that we need to know from the conference?
Well, I just got done with Meldrum, and that's kind of fresh in my brain, and he really laid out a case. I'm no anthropologist, so like there's a certain level to where it's a bit over my head, but he explained how essentially you can have two sets of footprints, and the toe alignment will look completely different, but when you know kind of how primates step in different terrains, it can be shown that you have these two seemingly different sets of prints that come from actually the same specific Sasquatch creature. And the type of thing you can't really hoax, you can't fake, and just the way he wrapped up that point at the end of his speech is really sticking with me, and it's kind of exciting. It feels good to know that there are some just geniuses out there who are devoting their time to really show that this is a viable creature.
So what you learned was that there are some technical aspects of potentially these Bigfoot footprints that would be impossible to fake, which lends towards their being a reality, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Well, that's fascinating stuff. Okay.
A big part of this conference too that is just so enjoyable is beyond the lectures and everything. It's the socialization. I don't know if you've ever been to the Quinault Casino. There's just this wonderful restaurant bar with a live band playing, and afterwards all of the Bigfooters and the researchers and the fans kind of gather together for drinks and song, and that's what we are about to do right now. And that'll be so much fun.
I know exactly the bar you're talking about. It is very nice and intimate there, and oh my gosh, you're going to have a fun time with Tom Powell for sure. If you get a chance, sit next to him and laugh all night long. But Vince, thank you for the update here on what's going on out there in Ocean Shores at Quinault Beach on the UFO Fest. This is going through tomorrow, do you think?
Yeah, it's the Sasquatch Summit. It technically, like, the main things end tonight. There are some workshops early in the morning, but yeah, it's pretty much Friday and Saturday thing.
All right. Well, again, we are indebted to you for giving us it's not necessarily the paranormal weird, but you are always there out in the field bringing us the news that needs to be known. So thank you for that, Vince. And you tell all the folks back there at the bar tonight that tell them hi from us at Night Dreams Talk Radio for sure.
Oh, I will definitely do that. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a great night.
You have a good night too, Michael.
Okay. Thanks again.
Bye.
All right. That was Vincent Zunza, and oh my gosh, he's having a lot of fun. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, can you imagine? Tom Powell, and all the folks at the Bigfoot Summit that Johnny Manson puts on every year in this time of year in November. So get your tickets for next year if you haven't gotten them already or looked into that, because it's a fascinating conference, and they have all sorts of experts there in various parts of this cryptid idea out there. So, and also now we're going to get into the meat of the show here, and I am going to introduce my main guest for tonight. We have with us on the line Maurene Morgan, of course, from the Washington State MUFON organization. That's the Mutual UFO Network, and Maurene is the director of Washington State MUFON. And then we have a field investigator from Washington State MUFON, Zach Royer, as well. Are both of you guys on the line, and can you hear me?
I sure am. This is Maureen.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, Zach. Yeah. There you go. Speak right into the microphone there, and we'll be able to get you both.
How you doing?
Wonderful. Well, now, by the way, I need to explain to the folks out there that both of you famed ufologists were on the panel last night. Was the post-screening panel that they had of experts after the Project Blue Book screening downtown Seattle at the Pacific AMC theaters and stuff. So congratulations, by the way, on a wonderful job on the panel. I was honored to be there with you and to answer some questions from the folks and the moderator as well.
Well, thank you. And I should tell the audience that thanks to Michael, we turned this preview screening of the Project Blue Book program that the History Channel is going to be airing, was it January 8th,
yes,
into a red carpet gala event. And I know that there are, I think, 5 other cities where these previews are going to be taking place, and I would suspect ours is the only one that turned it into a red carpet gala event, and the people loved it. The theater was packed. These people were in it. Do you want me to say anything about Project Blue Book, or do you have other plans?
Oh no, we're gonna talk about Project Blue Book, but let me just jump right in here and reiterate what you just said, because this was just a beautiful theater chain, by the way. The AMC Pacific is right downtown Seattle on 7th Avenue and Olive, and in a beautiful building, multi-leveled. It looks like a giant atrium when you walk in. And we had the screening in Theater 7 on the very top floor. And my friend Maurene Morgan came through again and actually got a red carpet for us that was wonderful. And Zach was there helping me roll it out, taping it down. And, of course, we had the stanchions up. We had extra lighting. We were interviewing the theater attendees and the UFO celebrities, literally, who showed up for the event. We had, we had a whole bunch of folks. We'll talk about the details of who showed up. But again, I want to thank you, Zach, for helping me get that carpet down, and Maureen for bringing it.
You bet. My pleasure, man.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think they, you could tell even the PR team that was in charge of this from Allied Global Marketing here in Seattle.
Yeah, they didn't expect that, did they?
I don't think they really thought we'd come through with that kind of stuff, and they were quite impressed. Of course, we've got Amanda there who runs the show for Allied Global Marketing, and then we've got Alexa and a few of our other helpers there, too. I've got some great photos that I've sent them already with their Project Blue Book T-shirts that they were all wearing that night. And it was just one of those events that I think we'll be talking about for a long time, because it's not very often that we ufologists get together, let alone get to dress up. And the after party after the show was pretty doggone awesome. So, first of all, let me jump in here for Maureen and get your first impressions about the Project Blue Book. And by the way, we're not going to give any spoilers away, folks, just so you know. So you're not going to have to miss seeing the premiere when it comes out on January 8th at 10 p.m. in the evening, by the way, is what I understand is being aired on the History Channel. But Maureen, go ahead and give us your assessment.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I am so appreciative of the History Channel airing Ancient Aliens, because whenever I mention to anybody that I'm a UFO investigator, I swear the first thing they say is, Ancient Aliens! I watch Ancient Aliens every week! And I truly believe that it was Ancient Aliens coupled with Coast to Coast, but I think even more so, Ancient Aliens that enabled people to come out and say publicly that, they believe that UFOs exist. They've experienced them. They're experiencer. That Ancient Aliens, for many people, opened the door to it being an acceptable topic out in public. And so I was especially impressed with Project Blue Book, in that not only are the actors superb, it was beautifully cast, and I thought the photography and the production was absolutely superb. The History Channel has gone all out with this program, and even though, and again, we really don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it's a nail biter. And I think it very much it very much lays out the story the way it should be told. And I was really surprised that the military and the government really is kind of portrayed as the bad guy. And there's just I thought it was superbly done, and I think it's going to be a blockbuster hit. And I had my Olympic UFO group this afternoon here in Port Townsend, and we were all talking about it, and half of us don't have TVs, let alone cable. So we're planning to have big Project Blue Book parties, so we all watch these together. And that might also be something to get started, to have Project Blue Book parties started.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a 10-episode season, so there'll be 10 times to do that.
Oh,
yes. I mean, talk about a great opportunity to have social events.
Matter of fact, I'm looking at January 8th. Oh, my gosh. You know what night that is? That's a Tuesday night. What a perfect night. Not a lot of distractions on a Tuesday night. We're going to have to do that at the UFO I-Team. Get everybody together. Just hunker down with some popcorn and watch that thing. And by the way, Zach, I remember us talking kind of, during the premiere and afterwards about the production quality and the actual details that they went into for this show. I was so impressed with the fact that someone at the History Channel got to the writers of this show and gave them maybe inside information on what really happens in the field of ufology. I was impressed with that.
Yeah, so was I. Absolutely. The production quality was, History Channel standards, and it almost makes you wonder if this is a small bit of disclosure, because
Yes.
This is based on a true top secret investigation into UFOs, and related phenomena that was conducted by the Air Force in the 1950s and 60s.